That's why I can't jump. Show us that vent flash. Oh yeah, I do this one a lot. So pretty much what I meet up is this corner, like the floor with that line. The floor with that line. And then I pretty much just hit it in the middle of that square there. Where this line meets, that line meets, just kind of right in the middle. I go down, I fall down with it. So I fall down with it, like boom, I throw it, I chase it, tuck in, juke the flash, and then I come back out. So I kind of get information. When I drop, I'll see someone, tuck in, juke the flash, and come right out, and I'll kind of know where he's at to, you know, get ready for him. So anytime anyone's lower, I'm just like, pop. It's pretty easy. Like, you could, I think I'm pretty sure I hit it, like, yeah, I hit it at the line that time.
Throwing flashbang. Flashbang.
You pretty much can't mess up. I mean, that one might have not broke the vent there, but, yeah. That flash is pretty sick, just because you can peek with it, get info. I throw that one a lot. Also, Jen, can you show me how to drop without taking fall damage? You talk about out of heaven? You can simply, like, just fall like this. And just straight fall down. Or you could be like, oh shit, son! I'm a retard! All you gotta do is hit this right here. So you can do it however you want, however you're comfortable hitting that. You can drop out, you know, right like that and go. It's whatever you're more comfortable with, you know. Can you change to 128 tick in private servers? Yeah. Your own server if you want to do it, like I'm doing. Games. Properties, launch options. Whoa. Why'd I have 64 tick? Can you show us some A smokes on cache? Sure, Groove. Yeah, we can probably move to a new map. Cache. Honestly, I forgot most of the A smokes. Most of the A smokes I throw, they're on the fly. I probably could learn some set ones.
Get this done.
See, I don't know why I was on a 64 tick server there for a second. That was weird. Whatevs. I wonder if this is still spammable. Okay. This is pretty much not even a, this is a one-way spam, by the way, guys. It's a one-way. You can spam this way. And it's pretty much, it doesn't even hit anything. Like, it does, look, it's hitting way back here. It doesn't even hit this side of the box. It does a lot of damage through this box. So if someone's, like, boosting, you can light them up so bad right here and do, like, almost full damage to them. But these guys can't spam back. So it's pretty gay. But you have to be at the right angle. Like, you can't spam it from here because the angle doesn't go through right. Oh, no, you can shoot through that way, but you couldn't hit someone like boosting in the corner here. If you wanted to hit, because a lot of people will boost in this corner, is what I'm saying. You can get it. I think you can get that from right here, though. You can kill people like running down this lane right here. But whatever. Adrian, what's the ideal maps you are most comfortable with in pro competitive? The main maps that I played: Dust 2, Inferno, Nuke, Cache. I'd say Cache is pretty much, you know, a regular map. Everyone pretty much likes Cache. I don't know anyone that doesn't like Cache. What'd I miss? Inferno, Dust 2, Nuke. Train's really shit in CSGO. What map am I missing right now? The new Mirage, I'm finally getting a little bit more used to it. I think the sites could still use reworked. Like, the Mirage A site is absolutely dog shit. But yeah, that's my opinion. But I'm finally getting a little bit more comfortable with Mirage. I personally like Season. I like Season as a map, and supposedly FM Pwn is remaking it. And there was some screenshots on it today. It looked pretty sick. Dren, how do you do this? Well, I didn't see that. Type too fast. Dren, how do you orient your playstyle against very good opters? Smokes, man. You gotta smoke them out. You're saying just playing against operas in general? You just gotta understand what angles he's gonna peek. Like, if he's always gonna be opping here, all you gotta do is throw that smoke right here.
Deploying flashbang.
Like, I throw this smoke all the time to just eliminate that connector guy. You just come up to the wall, top left window, right there. It comes out. Pretty much smokes connector out completely, and then you can work around this smoke and work with it. You just gotta be aware of where the opera can be. Like, once again, you gotta know those obvious angle points. Like, this one's an obvious for an opera. This angle right here, obvious holding point for an opera. And this one right here. Like, those are the two most obvious jiggle point spots as a terrace. So you gotta get ready, like right here, to start jiggle peeking. And then usually the next one's like right there, you know? So you gotta know what to do with those guys. You can pop flash that guy from back here. I mean, some people even smoke them out. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. What I would do, it's really good to nade this fence guy right here. It's really good to nade him, and he's easy to nade as soon as that smoke goes away. But honestly, the only A smoke I throw is right there. It's just right in the middle of the box. Like, super simple. You can just run it. That's the only A smoke I throw. But for nading fence, just throw it off quad. Perfect nade for fence. You and your teammates, if you're ever with a friend, like, hey, nade fence. If he's fence, boom, dead 100%. You guys should be, like, communicating that with a teammate. I'm just rambling right now, but I notice, like, a lot of amateur players won't, like, set up each other. Like, they're not communicating with each other and helping each other make plays with, like, the resources and whatnot. And I noticed it yesterday. Well, I didn't notice it the first time, but, like, when I was playing with my subs, like, one guy was here, and, like, his teammate was here, and then I forget exactly what happened, but this guy was in, like, a really bad spot, and this guy had 2 flashes in the site, and if he would have just, like, pop flashed lower for him like that, boom, and this guy would have swung in, he would have got a ton of free blind kills. And, you know, you should just be trying to communicate and make plays with your teammate, because they're, like, in the situation they were in a shitty situation. Like, it was like, you needed to make a move or you were gonna fucking die. Like, how do you get out of Squeaky? Squeaky's a tough position. Like, honestly, there's a lot of... You should honestly, if you're trying to get good at going out of Squeaky and you're trying to be a Squeaky man, you should watch Swag. Swag does an awesome job at Squeaky. He's a little fucking ninja. Swag's like the master of jiggle peeking and, like, just fucking with you. He'll come in here. He'll just be an annoyance. Like, Swag is a super annoying player to play against. He'll just, you know, spam the site like that. He'll just spam you, jiggle peek you, and, I don't know, throw a flash. He'll just work out. He'll just jiggle peek and just, like, fuck around. If you're going to watch how to go out a door, just watch Swag. But usually you'd wait for your teammates to, like, smoke that, so that's done for you. And then all you do when you come out here, you know, you worry about the top guy. And then I think if you just, like, step out of the door real quick, throw a little flash there, and then come around with that one. Because then, you know, once you've cleared the top and that's smoked, you're able to come out here and just throw a little flash, you know. Absol. Was that you? That was close fork? It was both you guys. Both you guys, like, could have set up each other so well. I was like, no. I was like, set them up. Dren, did you watch that Japanese pub stomper video from Reddit? No. No idea what that is. How do you get that line behind your grenades? SV grenade trajectory 1, and then there's a bunch of other commands that with it. It's in my practice config, exe prac. YouTube video on that though. How to bunny hop on 64 tick? Don't play on 64 tick. Honestly, b-hopping on 64 tick's not enjoyable at all, in my opinion. War. What do you think of nades in CSGO? Are they too low damaged? No, I think nades are fine, man. I think nades are perfectly fine. I don't think they need changed at all. 2 well-placed nades can kill someone, like, right like that. If someone got double naded right there, boom, they'd be sure to be dead. I think they're pretty solid. I mean, there's some times where like a nade only does like a stupid amount of damage, but I don't think Counter-Strike's about having really powerful nades. It's not like a Battlefield 4, like you throw a nade and like everyone in that area is dead, you know? I think they're good. Yeah, I'm playing on 1600 right now. Just kind of... Will I ever be pro with an 8x8 inch mouse pad? 8x8's not too bad. You could do it. You could do it. What is the best way to improve your crosshair placement? Well, the thing about crosshair placement is like you kind of got to know where your crosshair needs to be, as well as actually executing that. You know, like obviously when I'm coming around here, I won't want to have my crosshair here because the enemy. Let me just try doing this so I can use my crosshair. Like my crosshair shouldn't be here because I see everything here. It should be right here. Is where your crosshair should be because that's where the person's head's gonna be. So you might as well have your crosshair exactly where his head's gonna be. So all you do is click instead of, you know, if you're here and then you see him, you have to move your crosshair to there then click. So like having that crosshair placement is good. And there's sometimes where you don't know maybe where you should put your crosshair. And sometimes that can be fixed if you're really dumb and just checking too many angles at once. But like coming into B site here, like where do you put your crosshair? You know, like you just gotta guess at that point, or just like, you know, play off sound. If he's behind this box, honestly, I recommend not aiming in the middle and flick shotting to either. I honestly recommend just holding at one and then flick shotting to the one if he happens to end up at the other. But if he happens to end up at the one that you guessed, then you just click. Honestly, I think the chances are better to kill him, you know, than you being in the middle and having no chance of just clicking than, you know, you flick shotting both sides. Or, you know, you can just guess hold one side. If he peeks it, boom, you blow his head off. If he doesn't, you flick and, you know, take that little risk. But yeah, coming in the B site here, you just gotta kind of guess. Like, if I came in here, I would probably hold this. This is probably what I'd hold because I think people a lot of the time will peek this a lot more than anything. No one's gonna peek really like this on you, because then they expose themselves to all here. So it's pretty much when you're coming to B site. So you kind of got to think about it a little bit. Like, he's going to probably peek you from this left, or probably from this right, you know, coming in, is how I would see it. So I would probably just lock here, and then come in, and then once I get so close, I would check this out, and then kind of just lock back like that. So I mean, you got to kind of know how people react to stuff, how they're going to peek, and stuff like that. Why did you decide to change your resolution? I think 4:3 stretched on a stream looks really ugly, and that's really the reason why I changed. Because I think the stream looks really ugly on a 4:3 stretch. And you know, it's 2014. I gotta get used to a widescreen res. Like, it's seriously, I gotta use my whole monitor. Fucking shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
JZT!
To stop what you're doing and listen.
New subscribers!
Woo! Thanks for subbing, JZT. Appreciate it, man. Where did I see that one? I wanted to answer. Thanks for subbing, bro. Appreciate it. Jordan, how to clutch verse 3 to 4 examples and think their positions. Yeah, really, like, when picks happen on the map, like, not too many people can do this, I guess. Like, a lot of the times it's a strat caller that's going to be thinking of this, like if someone dies, where the gap in the map's going to be, how the players are going to adjust to fill that gap and whatnot. But if you're ever in, let's say this is the situation. A lot of people don't get this. Let's say you're in a 3v1. You planted B. You ninja'd B. You planted B. The other guys are rotating from A. The worst thing you could do is plant and hide in the corner like this. Like, honestly, I think that's the worst you could do. But playing these boxes aren't too bad. But most of the time, if you plant and then just hide, your chances to win are so much slim because the CTs are going to communicate and squeeze you at the exact same time. So if it was a good team, let's think about a better example here. Let's say you're stuck in the site here and you just hide right here. You plant and then just squat on the bomb. If the CTs are good, they're going to have one guy ready here. One guy is going to be holding your ass here, and another guy is going to be rushing you close from wherever, and doing something like this. The chance of you flicking and killing every 3 people at once is like, it's making it super hard for you. If you're ever in a 1v2, you can hide. A 1v3 or a 1v4, so like a big numbers disadvantage. You'll want to be aggressive and try to even that out as soon as possible. So if you planted, after you planted, you just go and peek, like boom. You try making plays. You try evening up as soon as you can. And then when it gets down to a 1v2, then you can play like a more like a bitchy role and just kind of peek corners every once in a while. Like that. But if it's ever a 1v3 or 1v4, a lot of times you'll plant. A good player will plant and then get aggressive, such as like peek here. Like boom, take down a CT, and then they can be like a bitch roll. They evened it up a little bit, and then they go back to playing a little bit more safe. But you're always going to want to even that up. If you're ever in like a big numbers, facing big numbers by yourself, you always need to be aggressive and try to even it up as soon as possible.
Flashbang.
How much DPI got your mouse? 450. Do you use Mouse Excel? If not, why? How do you get rid of it completely? No, I do not use Mouse Excel. I would say like 99% of pros do not use Mouse Excel. If you want to know how to get rid of it, search my YouTube, man. Pretty much, you can do this to get rid of Mouse Excel if you want. You can go keyboard mouse, put raw input on, and take mouse acceleration off. That'll fix it. Boom. If you put raw input on and mouse acceleration off, you won't have Mouse Excel. That's all you need to do. If you keep raw input off, then you got to change your Windows setting. And the YouTube, it kind of explains that. But yeah, if you put raw input on, Mouse Excel off, you won't have Mouse Excel. Adren, what's the difference between headphones and 2 speakers in audio? Honestly, I do not think there's anything different. Like, I don't know if there's anything different. We've asked the same question in Source too, and honestly, everyone's always used 2 speakers. Like, everyone that I know uses 2 speakers instead of headphones. I think actually, like, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure you can hear footsteps a little further with 2 speakers. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I think they're literally the same exact thing. When I've tried to look at the differences or hear the differences, I don't notice anything. But yeah, use headphones or 2 speakers. Probably 2 speakers, just to be safe. What key binding do you recommend to pull out grenades, flashes, and smokes? Well, I use mouse 4 for flash, mouse 5 for smoke. I use my 4, just my 4 key for grenade, because you hit it once and it pulls it out. So that's that, and then mouse 3 for Molotov. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I like to have them bound because like it takes too much time to scroll through, and I think it's sloppy if you use like. If you just scroll through your 4s. Absol.
Gay!
Matchmaker ECA later? Of course, man. I got you. I got you locked in a spot, Absol. From yesterday, I got you. Ace of spades. Ace of space. Not even spades. Thanks, Sanchez. Dren, have you noticed the EC2 tracking issues? Yes, I have. I'll show you them right now. Right there. You see that? That should not happening. What it should be doing is it should be going like this. Perfectly like that. And when I go really fast, yeah, it can't handle it. Maybe I need a new mouse pad, because sometimes, like, it's still good. Yeah, it's fucking up. It didn't do it with my FK, which is right here, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still using it, but sometimes I run into it being an issue. What's up, Bobby Dick? Adren, why not use the surround sound settings? I don't like that sound. I don't like the way it sounds. Adren, what do you recommend to do when a girlfriend wants you to do something while you're playing? Say no.
Deploying flashbang.
What?
Deploying flashbang.
I don't know. It scrolled away. What do you think of crosshairs with a dot? I think they're okay if you adjust them well. Like, they're okay. Just not, I'm not a fan. But yeah, usually if there's a crosshair with a dot, usually I like to put a thin crosshair because I don't like a thick dot in the middle. And yeah, you can't have like a thick outside and a small dot. It's got to be all the same size. Map D Dust 2, classic Dust 2. Go next map, train. Train's bad.
Let's go, people.
Train used to be like one of my favorite maps too.
Get this done.
One of my favorites. Thanks, Butters. Adren, what do you use to plant if 5 is to set a nade? 5 is not to set a nade. 4 is. 5 picks out my bomb, man. 5 is my bomb. Eric, what's the best way to train your movement skills?
Maggot no work! Gay!
My AC2 also fucks up like that. I used air on can to spray the sensor. It fixed it for a few days. Just has to do it over and over again. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just... it's a pretty common issue, actually. I don't know if there's like a better mouse pad, but honestly, like, this mouse pad's pretty damn clean and it still does it. But yeah, I knocked my mouse bungee crazy. Do all that whipping. Easiest way to train movement? I don't know. Movement's kind of a hard thing to train. Movement just, it's gotta come to you. It's gotta speak to you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could play like fun movement maps. I guess you could KZ. I don't know how well it's gonna work on your movement though. Oh, it's a good question. How to work on movement? Don't know. I would say just play a lot of CS and it'll naturally come to you. Getting better, I think your movement just naturally progresses with it. I know, Sanchez. I can't do anything about it. What? Can you give some tips on in-game leading? If you're an in-game leader, you kind of got to know. You got to know how the CT team plays. So you got to know their weaknesses. You know how when X happens, how they're going to react to it. You know what I mean? So let's say if we have an example here on Dust 2. Let's say, too bad I couldn't draw right here. But yeah, because I'm not in spec. Okay, so the usual setup here. Talking Dust 2. So usually, 2B. Sometimes, we'll just say the normal setup. 1 back plat, 1 DDs, a spawn rotator right here, 1 long pit, and 1 between helping. So, let's see what happens here. It can be done, this example could be done better on like an Inferno, for example, but let's say you kill 1 at B. If you want to slow it down, and you got to understand how the CTs are going to adjust for that kill. So if we kill 1 at B, boom. One thing that you could do to split the defense even more is to take A, and then right before you take A, you
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
God damn it, Phantom Dog! Stop subbing, bro!
Stop what you're doing and listen.
New subscriber!
Phantom Dog, thanks for subbing, bro. Appreciate it. Did I give you... You won that ECA key yesterday, right, man? Yeah, you did. Okay, so... One thing you'll do to pull the rotations is before you go up catwalk, a lot of teams will smoke mid to B. So they'll smoke mid to B, boom, they'll smoke spawn. And what that does is it causes the A player to rotate spawn, and you know, and a player to usually like come out B here. So they're more focused on mid, and they're not full attention's not at A, which you're about to hit. Or if you know you want to hit a B hit, what you'll do is smoke CT spawn here. So then the B guy kind of focuses more at A, and then you split a B. I mean, there's some really good examples on like Inferno. Like if a CT dies on Inferno, a lot of the time wrapping is a really good idea because it's usually a weak point because there's usually a 2B or a 2A, and if you wrap, there's a good chance that you could flank like the enemy. So, as an in-game leader, you just gotta understand like if someone dies, how are the CTs gonna fill that role, or how are they gonna react to that death? And that's just like that's just some game sense that'll come naturally, I guess. There's not really any way to plan for it. But when like 3 or 2 kills happen on the map, I pretty much know exactly where the other 2 CTs or 3 CTs are. And a lot of people seem to have trouble with that, but I don't know, I can just see when that guy dies how the other guy's gonna replace his spot and fill in the role. And I usually do a pretty good job of guessing that.
Gay!
Don't worry, the donation's coming. It's coming. When should you crouch? That's a good question. Like I've been wanting to make a video on that, but I just haven't had enough time to think about it. Like, okay, oh, there's I'm solo. Yo, dude, you're so gay. Honestly, a good time to crouch is like right at a corner. It's really good. Like if you're coming around the corner here, you want to peek, like boom. A lot of the time, that's really sick to do. Like, especially if you're opping. A lot of players will do it when they're opping a lot. More so probably than rifling, because rifling you can get away with jiggle peeking and run away. But anytime you like peek, so a lot of oppers will do it, but you can still do it with an AK. So if you're gonna fight this back black guy, instead of just coming out at headshot level, you'd come out at pretty much headshot level, and then boom, duck right away. So that when someone's shooting at you, you know, because once again, you got to think of how your enemy's playing. If your enemy's peeking here with an op, we'll just give myself an op real quick, just for the example. But it could give you that like split-second advantage peeking at a corner. So if you're opping here, and this guy's opping kind of like chest level, and if you come out and peek like this, boom, there's a possibility that he misses his shot because you ducked him. So I think it's really good to duck as soon as you get to the corner. It's really good. It's not good, and the reason why it's good is because it's fast. Like going like this is slow as tits. Don't ever peek a corner crouched unless you're silver. Like don't ever come around a corner crouch. It's super slow. You'll be a super fatty man. I'll make fun of you. So if you ever crouch around a corner, you run max speed, boom, take a squat. I can't do it because I'm talking to you guys. Screw you. But yeah, that's a really good technique in terms of crouching. When to do it when you're like kind of rifling and running around. It can be good to counter your spray. Like doing it at the right time, like you come in. Let's see how we're gonna do here. Honestly, it's like a really good like counter your spray. It's kind of hard to explain, but I can't really do it while I'm talking and thinking, I guess. Like right here, I would never crouch going across this cat. Movement is really important when going across this area. You'd never like sit here and just like spray at this guy. That's really bad. Like at this distance, you'd probably just like burst shot, jiggle, burst shot, keep moving like that. You'd never crouch along this area because movement's pretty important. If you were to crouch here anywhere, you're just gonna sitting target, boom, you're dead. A lot of times, if you crouch at the wrong time, you just become such an easy target. you become such an easy target and you die instantly. So you really gotta time your crouches perfectly. Absol, wait for it, wait for it. There's the donation. Yo, the donation came before the sound this time. What's the third person command? It's just third person. So, it's just, you know, as soon as you come around the corner, you probably don't want to crouch and just sit on it too long. So let's find an example here real quick. So honestly, like, let's see here. So if you're gonna come around this corner and then just like crouch, like, probably a bad idea. You laughing at me? Like, you don't want to just come out of a corner and just completely plant your feet in the ground and just be a sitting duck. I would honestly just watch some demos and just, if you're really worried about crouching and you have a problem with crouching, just check out some pro demos and just, when they crouch, look at when they crouch, you know? Don't just go around a corner and just fucking plant your feet and fucking and do it. There's a time in the fight where like you can jiggle peek, crouch. Pretty much it's pretty good at throwing off headshot level or helping you control your recoil, because instead of pulling down, you kind of just duck and it fixes your recoil for you. But that's something, you know, that recoil fix, something that might come a little bit more advanced. Tips on headshotting? In between the eyes, bro. How can CTs retake B? This is all you need for retaking B. I'll tell you right now. If I can get first. You need this flash. This flash is key. If you're ever flashing someone into B, you'll want to flash right through the window like this. Boom. Perfect flash. Like, that's not that perfect. It's usually from like right here. Or you can do it with the double finger now. The double grab. But I don't really use that at all. Does anyone actually use like holding both click right and left click in? You could probably, I mean, you could find one. Let's say you just go like right beside this pole. No, it doesn't go far enough. But you could maybe even flash yourself in with like a double hold there. Not bad. Not bad. But you'll want to have one guy flash you in like this. That's the best flash because it gets the most angles. If you're here, it gets the terrorist. If he's here, it gets him. If it's here, it gets him. If it's here, it gets him. If he's big box, it gets him if he's looking there. The door's flash is decent, but it's not the best. So if you only have one flash, throw the window one. The door one doesn't get a guy sight back here. It doesn't get a guy back here unless you know, throw it more in the middle there and doesn't block the box. It doesn't blind a tunnel guy just looking out window, and the window flash does. So the window flash is key, is what I'm getting at. The window flash, you need the window flash. I'm throwing it a little bit too deep, actually. I'm an amateur now. Pretty sure it's because I walked it. There she is. That's it. That's what you need right there. The one that pops right in front of this guy's face. So it for sure gets him. Because this guy's he's a big threat. You gotta watch out for that guy. Any links to my practice EXE? Yeah, Cab, it's on my YouTube, man. It's a practice video. And another thing you can do, you can smoke B tunnels if you come in this corner here. That corner, above the B, till you touch the wall. Boom. That'll smoke out tunnels. And that'll force a guy, if he's in tunnels, to come out in the sight. And as soon as he comes out in the sight, boom, flashed. So really, you'd time it like this. If you were nuts, you'd smoke, wait 2 seconds, flash in, boom, go. One more smoke. If you don't want to smoke tunnels, you can kind of do like, I like to wing a smoke off here. And what that smoke does, it helps you come in, and it just pretty much deletes angles. So you can come in here, check the plant box without getting shot from big box and big box and tunnels. So you can clear out plant spot, boom, and then you can clear out closet, wrap around, clear out tunnels, wrap around, clear out box. What that smoke does is pretty much just let you delete angles and fight one guy at a time. So that you're not coming in here and shooting that guy, that guy, that guy. So that little flash, or the smoke, put a little crack in the door usually, give it some power. That one, you could even, you know, if you want to be a super gay boy, boom. Come in here, boom. All four dead, boom. But yeah, honestly, that's it. I recommend like two. I honestly like retaking through window more. So if you have like 2 players ready to react on this flash, there's a lot of time in matchmaking. I'm like, I'm gonna flash you in window. I'm gonna flash you in window, and people don't understand with flashes. You should be there the second it explodes. Like if I'm flashing for you, I don't want you sitting here and being like, oh, boom, it pops. Oh, I'm gonna get in there. Like I want you right here, with your back turned, like, or not getting flashed. I want you like super close. So as soon as it pops, boom. You can capitalize on it as fast as possible. Like there's tons of times where like I'm trying to pop flash for someone, but he's not close enough. I'm like, dude, you're not close enough. But yeah, honestly, that's all you need. Like you can synchronize grenades. It's always good, you know, either double back plat nades or double big box nades, right, like this. Those 2 nades are good. Yeah, that's all you need is 1 pop flash here and a smoke either tunnels or 1 right there. And that's pretty much, it's pretty solid. B smokes from tunnels. Basically, if you're taking B, there's a video on this. But this smoke's really good for rushing B, honestly. As soon as you get in, you'll throw it right off this angle. And once again, it's pretty much the same technique as like throwing the smoke for a retake. You're just using it to delete angles. So you come in here, you're not worried about door, you're not worried about sight or window, you're worried about big box. You come in here, check the car angle, boom, go back. Pretty much just helps you delete angles, and it's a good rush smoke. Especially because this is a guy that can really kill a rush in the window here. So it deletes him out of the equation. And you throw a pop flash with that. So you'd come into B here. Smoke. That's how I do it. And I just wrap around this smoke like that. It didn't go quite deep enough like I like it because it kind of fucked with my vision here. But yeah. Show us a boss ass mid to A strat. Mid to A? No one does that, bro. I mean, if you do a mid to A strat, you might as well really wing the shit out of that. You might as well really just fucking throw it like that and...
Gay!
What up, Ab Solo? You trying to play some matchmake, bro? Any tips on morale when you're getting stomped in a game and feel like nothing's working? I would say just honestly, there's 2 things. It really depends on how you're getting beat, honestly. Like a lot of times, you'll do a fast strat. A fast strat together, just to like get you out of that funk and just try getting a nice fast strat, getting everyone on the same page, fast strat, and you know hoping that gets you out and gets you that round and really turns around the momentum. Or you just take it extremely slow. It's either one of the 2. Is personally how I like to deal with it. It's either you go all 5 together or do like a 4-1. And really just hold W and go YOLO and try like really turning that momentum around, or you go completely slow and just try playing off their cockiness. Can you practice with your mate in this mode? Sure. All you'll do is just give them the IP status. I'm not going to do it because it's actually my IP address, but at what point in a game do you call just go for picks? That should be probably like the #1 strategy. So awesome, like that is your default really. If you're setting up as a default on terrorist, you're pretty much just you're playing to capitalize on the CT's mistakes and take control points. Like all it does too is, why is my shit like weird right now? I'm used to high graphics now. Like, Dust 2 default is you smoke mid. This is the essence of it. You smoke mid, you take cat. Once you have cat, you have every strat book in the book to execute. You know, you have 1 guy drop spawn, 2 go out mid, 2 B. You know, you have just a 4-1 A strat. Once you have this cat control as a terrorist, The CTs have really no idea what you're about to do. Like, you could mid B split, you could cat split, you could go back long, you could go all upper B. So really, what you want to do on terrorist is just take cat control, and while you're doing cat control, you're just making sure you're punishing any pushes. Like, if someone pushes you B, you have a guy in this gate corner just holding your B until you execute a strat. You have a guy holding long. This guy's getting info. He can go into the corner here, listen. Like, he's going to relay that information to the in-game leader. Is there a guy in pit? Are they playing long? Are they playing cat? Show us a nice mid to long to upper C. Okay. Alright. Thanks, F-Solo. Appreciate it. You donate more apps. You don't need high graphics to play? No way! So yeah, really the gist of a default on terrorist is to gain map control and just punish the CTs. And then once you have map control, you can pretty much run any strat book you have that you want to run. You have free reign of the map. Dren, what do you think about fake flashing with smokes and go? I mean, it's not like something that I plan to do, but sometimes I will. You know, sometimes if I go like this, I'll come out and check close corner with it because like it kind of looks like a flash, so I might catch them turning around just instinctively. But it's not something that I'll plan to do like in my strat book. But if I am throwing a smoke off a wall like that, sure, I'll peek with it and try getting a guy looking away. So it's okay. Why are you teaching strats? Your strat is just to have me carry you in ECA. You're nuts! There's the sound. Flashes plus smokes, long as T and CT. If you're ever going long as a terrorist, you always need to corner smoke. All you do is aim between the DDs, walk throw above the lines, boom. You're fucking golden. Corner smoke. Perfect corner smoke. You throw that every time you go long A, then you can do a nice little jumping flash like that. Boom, it goes right around the corner there. I'm gonna blind any CT. So if you're a CT, you're playing against decent players, you should probably turn your back as you're running to long like this so you don't get blind. Then you could always throw another one like that. Or if you're real next gen like me, throw it like that. And then peek with it. But yeah, it's simple as that. What you want to do if you can is smoke long, and 2 or 3 teammates run out, and then you have one of the later players throw flashes right over the wall like this. And these are really good because your teammates are running out with them, and the flashes are going and popping right above them. So they're not flashing your teammates, but any CT looking at them is going to get blind by that flash. So it's really good for the first couple guys to throw some really early flashes, and then have a late guy just throw a little couple late flashes like that. So while you're actually fighting, you're still getting more coverage right above your head. Do the smoke again. Middle of the door. Aim.
Gay!
Did I miss that donation? Because of the sound? Middle door. Above the line. Above the lines. Walk it. So. And you can do this really fast. Like. Pretty much lose no speed at all. There's your perfect corner smoke. No, War Machine, his job is to carry me! I like you guys are just having a casual conversation. When should you QQ with the op? QQ? You don't really ever need the QQ. I mean, sometimes you can QQ like, just because you move faster and you're trying to escape. You know, if you have your op out, you're a little bit more sluggish, so sometimes you'll take a shot, boom, Q out, and jump away, you know what I mean? It doesn't actually make you shoot faster, though. Like, quick switching and opping again.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Glib
All of
TV!
you to stop what you're doing and listen.
New subscriber!
Sub! Thank you, Glib, for subbing, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sub sandwich. What's up, Redundant? CT spawn, smoke from long. This is the best one, honestly. You come to the corner, aim at the bottom left of that window, and jump that shit. Shit doesn't get any fucking better than that. Than that perfect smoke right there. So you pretty much just come to the edge, come to the corner, aim at the bottom left of that window, up, and fucking hit your legs off that. And jump at that window. I love when I'm showing shit and it just fucks up. So pretty much, yeah. You're pretty much golden with that smoke. And what's nice about that smoke is someone can't... If you have a smoke here, what's nice about that one is if you have a smoke here, people can sometimes run through the smoke and surprise you. And this one lets you clear out and pretty much know if they're coming up the ramp so you can cover your teammates efficiently. That's the one I like to do. Obviously, you can still throw this one if you need to wing it, whatever, like... Just make sure you're flashing before you go ahead and... You know, there's probably some gaps there. Yeah, right! So the sub sound works fine, but the Donny doesn't? Show the long to blue dumpster flash, man. It's next gen.
Gay!
Oh! The one... Yo, I watched an Overwatch earlier, guys, and the guy was seriously... The guy that was supposedly cheating, he wasn't. He was really bad. He was, like, coming along here, like... He was, like, trying to flash long every round. He was throwing a flash under the dumpster. Like, I was like, that's a fucking next-gen flash. But it doesn't get anyone at all. How can I train? Check out my YouTube video. I have a practice config that you can throw in your config folder, and then you just exe prac. It kicks all the bots. You know, it puts all these commands on, give you infinite ammo, and show impacts, so you can practice. And there's even this third person now, out and stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you're hiding here, are you sticking out? You know, do you need to look into the corner because you're wearing a fucking backpack? Or like where are your shadows showing? If you're peeking mid, you're walking, like walking out middle, like where's your shadow showing? So if you're ever like walking close door here, it's really fucking dumb, because this guy is just gonna be like, oh, a shadow, sweet, boom. Like, never peek this door ever, because this shadow is just insanely huge. So honestly, if you're ever gonna peek the door, like don't even go close at all. Like always step back. And then you have
Gay!
did I miss that? Did that one already? Oh my god, that's a late one. Haddock, $5. Thank you, man. Hey, Dren. My friends and I are playing 5-man lobbies, and we're all double AKs. We're really strong on Inferno and Mirage, but we're awful on Dust 2. But we like the map. Any tips? It's kind of hard to say general tips, but I would just get down a good CT defense and a good default on Terracide. Honestly, like that's a video I could make. It's a lot to explain, but I did have a video made for a Terrace default on Dust 2. I just never released it. But it's kind of hard to say just talking off the top, but for the general, like, a lot of matchmake players, this is what I see a lot, and what a lot of CT players are screwing up, is this is how CTs will play A. They'll seriously play, like, one ramp, one goose, and then, like, one right here. Like, they don't play long or cat. They're not playing anything. And on Dust 2, you need to play one of the two most of the time. Like, it's either you're double long, like, one's pit and one's here, and you're doubling long, and then this guy becomes the spotter for cat. So you're still kind of doubling long, but also spotting for info cat. Or you're doubled cat, like, you know, one right. It's really good to play like one right here, juking flashes or peeking, and then one right here. But you're always playing with a teammate, and that's something you guys could, you know, coordinate. And then you have the other guy, either it could be top sight, or they could be just kind of giving it, but also just like kind of listening for long. The guy that could be like doubling mid with the B guy could be just kind of listening for the long. But yeah, a lot of times they're just playing really bad setups. Never play like one cat, one long, and then like that's your A setup. Always, I mean, generally speaking, you want to play together at A. Double long or double cat. Don't play like a stupid matchmake setup that I see every time is one site, one ramp, and then like one here or something. Like, you're just gonna get squeezed if that happens. Like, if they're long and they execute long the same time as they execute cat, there's absolutely nothing you can be able to do to stop the terrorist. It's a really bad setup from the CTs that I see all the time in matchmake. When I use your practice config, it says couldn't exe prac. Probably because it's not in the man. You're gonna want to put it in. It's gonna go into. So once you go into Counter-Strike Go, common CS:GO, you don't go into that config folder. You go into CS:GO, then CFG, and then you should see all these other configs, such as your auto exec. Might not have that in there because it's custom, but your config should be in here, and this is where you'll put the prac config right there. Bunny S, how to get an ESEA code. Bunny S.
Gay!
I usually give them away. I just like randomly give them away to people that want to play with me, or sometimes I just do like a random giveaway. Like if you want it, I just randomly do it in the chat with like that Nightbot giveaway shit. But yeah, I just randomly give them away. There's no like real way that you can get one. You know what I mean? What was I going over? Oh yeah, then you just go in the console and exec prac. So you're probably putting it in the wrong folder. It's making you trippy. What about this trippy? What about like like, oh shit, son. You could check a bunch of shit. You can watch out your big ass silencer to see if you're fucking upholding this. Like, this is a sketchy spot. If you're not all the way back, your big ass barrel. Oh yeah, this is the thing too. I don't know if people know this, but I mean, you could use this view just to learn about the game. But if you have a flash out, your head actually sits higher. Like, if you're back in plat and you're ducking with a gun, you can see that your head's not showing. But if you pull out a flash, boom, your head shows. So never sit back plat with a flashbang out, because he's going to see your head. Like, your head shows above. I'm not sure if you can actually shoot his head, though, because I remember seeing a guy's head back plat here. He had a flash out, and I was opping his head. And I'll have to retest that. But I do know that like you can be seen with a flash out. So if you're standing up on big box, they can't see your head. Or they looks like you can see this guy's head. You can see the top of his head sometimes, but if you pull out a flash, like your head's fucking fully showing because you stand higher. So just a little thingy. Just a little thing you can learn about. It's weird to be obvious. This is a really good flash, by the way, guys. It's a pretty good pop flash. They're coming out mid. You pretty much just shoot in the corner here. Oops. I swear, every time I try shooting something, it's like mess up. So you don't hit it in obviously the very corner. It's just like right there. Boom. Then you peek with it. It's a pretty damn pop flash. Like, you're not going to juke that as a terrorist. Like, that's pretty damn sick. So if they're coming out middle and you like have a real quick second to like flash, turn away, boom, get some guy running away blind. I get them all the time. Did it last night at Matchmake. What, that pop flash? Haircut, baby. How important is it to memorize spray patterns? Dude, I don't even know spray patterns. Honestly, when I made the spray pattern video, I like looked at the spray pattern and went, okay, it goes left, right, left, right, whatever, you know? I was like, before that, I was like, I don't know, I just control the recoil. Like, I just naturally know it in my head. Like, I know how to counter it. Like, I know the feeling it's giving me and how to counter it. Like, I didn't know that it went left, right first. Like, it's not, I'm not in my head like, it's gonna go left. It's gonna go left next. Gotta be ready for the right. Like, you don't think that in your head, you know? It could be good to just do it and just learn it at the start to know that, like, hey, you will pull down to the left at first or whatever. But after that, it just got to become a natural feeling that, hey, it's pulling this way. I need to counter that pull, and you know, I got to counter that to make it accurate. Show all dust 2 smokes. It's a good smoke. You gotta learn. Just come here, Xbox, boom, window. Perfect mid to B smoke. Everyone should know that one. Little mid to B popper. Popperoo by herself. Boom. Check the close corner. That guy will be blind. You can throw that smoke from up here too. Pretty much same angle. Throw it right at the window there. That's good. Gangbang smoke. Put your smoke right there. Have the corner of the smoke touch the corner of the window. Perfect spawn smoke. Explodes fast too. Perfect. That's if you're doing like a jump down ramp. Can you show some crazy flashes on Inferno?
Gay!
I saw you doing that one that popped in front of the car on the bottom. Can we